Hello, welcome to the webinar, Receive Recognition for Your Wellness Efforts, Navigating the Healthier U.S. School Challenge Smarter Lunchrooms Initiative. We are excited that you've joined us this afternoon. During the webinar today, we will provide you with a brief overview of the Healthier U.S. School Challenge Smarter Lunchroom Initiative, as well as provide you with resources and guidance to help you apply for this initiative. We have two presenters for today's session. My name is Jocelyn Toney, and I am the field coordinator at Action for Healthy Kids. My co-presenter today is Ebony James with the United States Department of Agriculture's Food and Nutrition Service Child Nutrition Program. Let's review some logistics before we get started. Once you've linked in, you'll see a control panel, usually on the right side of your screen. You can use your telephone or speakers to listen to the presentation, but everyone will be muted to avoid static and background interference. There's also a dialogue on the bottom of your control panel. You can type questions into the dialogue box as we go along, and we'll try to get them answered later in the presentation or via email following the webinar. The webinar is being recorded, so links to the recording and handouts will be sent to you 2 to 3 business days after the webinar. Before we dive into the content for today's webinar, let's review the agenda. We'll first provide you an overview of the Healthier U.S. School Challenge, focusing on where you can locate the application on the website, the application criteria, as well as the benefits to applying. We'll then spend most of our time today discussing the major components of the application, and then finally we'll end the webinar today with some tips for applying additional resources and then time for Q&A. So we can now get started. First, I'd like to give you a little background on Action for Healthy Kids. Action for Healthy Kids fights childhood obesity, undernourishment, and physical inactivity by helping schools become healthier places. We're moms, dads, teachers, students, school and community leaders, and school wellness experts who have banded together to create healthier learning environments for our children. We believe that everyone has a part to play in ending the nation's childhood obesity epidemic. Our programs, tools, and resources make that possible. We were founded in 2002 by former Surgeon General David Satcher. Today we have more than 110,000 members. We also partner with dozens of professional associations, government agencies, and corporations at the national and local level. We refer to our overarching organizational goal as the Every Kid Healthy goal. That is our goal. Our goal is that all 130,000 plus U.S. schools provide healthy foods, quality health, and physical education and comprehensive physical activity for all 55 million students by 2030. Yes, that is quite a goal, and it's a visionary goal. We believe that through our work with our partners, schools, and constituents, we can together make sure that all schools provide a healthy environment for our students. The Healthier U.S. School Challenge Smarter Lunchrooms Initiative is an opportunity to certify your school as health promoting, ultimately working towards the Every Kid Healthy goal. The United States Department of Agriculture is one of our national partners, so at this time I'd like to turn it over to Ebony to talk a little bit about her department at the USDA and introduce us to the Healthier U.S. School Challenge Smarter Lunchrooms Initiative. Ebony?
Thanks, Jocelyn. The USDA Food and Nutrition Service administers several programs that provide healthy food to children, including the National School Lunch Program, the School Breakfast Program, the Child and Adult Care Food Program, the Summer Food Service Program, the Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Program, and the Special Milk Program. Administered by state agencies, each of these programs helps fight hunger and obesity by reimbursing organizations such as schools, child care centers, and after-school programs for providing healthy meals to children. The Healthier U.S. School Challenge Smarter Lunchrooms is a voluntary initiative established in 2004 under the Team Nutrition Initiative to recognize schools in the National School Lunch and School Breakfast programs that have created healthier school environments through the promotion of nutrition and physical activity. The HealthierUS School Challenge Smarter Lunchrooms emphasizes developing lifetime healthy habits. Schools that receive the HealthierUS School Challenge Smarter Lunchrooms Award demonstrate to the community a commitment to school health. Schools receiving an award will commit to meeting the criteria throughout their 4-year certification period. The criteria is consistent with the National School Lunch Program and School Breakfast Program meal pattern requirements. The initiative recognizes schools that meet meal pattern requirements, that are implementing smarter lunchroom techniques, and that go above and beyond federal requirements for smart snacks and local wellness policy. Because the HealthierUS School Challenge Smarter Lunchrooms is part of the Team Nutrition Initiative, all schools must be enrolled with Team Nutrition to be eligible to apply. The criteria is specific for 4 levels of recognition: bronze, silver, gold, and gold award of distinction. To date, the Food and Nutrition Service has certified 4,209 schools for the Let's Move HealthierUS School Challenge with 2,942 bronze, 798 silver, 304 gold, and 165 gold award of distinction. These numbers reflect 676 schools that have been certified under the 2014 HealthierUS School Challenge Smarter Lunchrooms criteria. As I mentioned before, schools do receive monetary incentives for applying for the HealthierUS School Challenge Smarter Lunchrooms initiative. So let's talk through some of the other perks that awardees receive. Schools recognized receive a display banner, a certificate signed by the Secretary of Agriculture and is mounted on a nice protective plaque. They receive national recognition on the Team Nutrition website and a congratulatory letter or card signed by First Lady Michelle Obama. Along with incentives, there are many benefits of the HealthierUS School Challenge Smarter Lunchroom initiative, and some of these benefits include that the HealthierUS School Challenge is a great way to demonstrate to the community the changes your school has made to become a healthier place for kids, as well as the positive impact your school is having on the health and well-being of students and their families. It's also a great opportunity to celebrate, in a healthy way of course, your school's success in improving health and wellness opportunities before, during, and after the school day. All of these things help to build school spirit, and it creates positive publicity. Another thing is that by receiving a positive national recognition and building that school spirit, the HealthierUS School Challenge can increase support for and momentum around school wellness initiatives. It's a way to make your efforts known and also garners additional support to continue the great work your school is doing around health and wellness. The HealthierUS School Challenge also supports the learning connection, the connection between healthy eating, physical activity, and academic achievement. Research teaches us that healthy kids are better learners. Schools that offer students healthier food and more time to be active are seeing increasing fitness levels, better student behavior, higher test scores, and even higher graduation rates. And kids who don't eat nutritiously and enjoy regular physical activity are really at an academic disadvantage. The HealthierUS School Challenge Smarter Lunchroom supports educational outcomes as it helps to ensure that students are healthy and ready to learn. And finally, taking the challenge is a way for your school to be a leader in the efforts to end childhood obesity. By providing a healthy environment early on, we can help kids develop the habits necessary to lead a long and healthy life. You can either apply for the HealthierUS School Challenge Smarter Lunchroom at the school level or at the district level. When applying at the school level, you will fill out each section of the application. However, if you're applying for multiple schools within a school district, there's an opportunity that sections of the application will be standardized for all schools. As we discuss each section of the application today, we will note what areas can be standardized. Now that we provided a brief overview of the initiative, its history, and its benefits, let's dive into the application criteria. The criteria for the HealthierUS School Challenge focuses on the entire school environment. The following areas have established criteria to impact students at school, home, and in the community. Jocelyn and I will briefly go through the criteria for each of these areas, which include smarter lunchrooms, smart snacks, nutrition education, physical activity, local school wellness policy, and other criteria for excellence. Let's start by talking through the general criteria. The criteria listed on your slide are for all award levels. First, schools must participate in the school breakfast program and the National School Lunch Program. They must meet meal pattern requirements, and they must not have any outstanding corrective actions. The School Food Authority must also be certified for the additional 6-cent reimbursement. Additionally, schools must be actively implementing a required number of smarter lunchroom techniques at every award level. Smart Snack criteria has also been put in place for every award level. These criteria are centered around meeting smart snacks and school nutrition standards, but go a step further at each award level by focusing on the areas of fundraising, advertising, and training. This includes running each food label served or offered at schools through the Smart Snack calculator. We will dive into this a little bit later in today's presentation. The school must also be enrolled as a team nutrition school. It's easy and free to join using the link on your screen. If you're not sure if your school is enrolled, you can view the online database to determine if your school is enrolled and who the primary team nutrition contact is. We will share the link to become a team nutrition school in the follow-up materials. So what is team nutrition? It's an initiative of the USDA Food and Nutrition Service to support the child nutrition programs through training and technical assistance for food service, nutrition education for children and their caregivers, and school and community support for healthy eating and physical activity. So let's talk about what team nutrition encompasses. It's an integrated, behavior-based comprehensive plan for promoting nutrition among children. This plan involves schools, parents, and the community in efforts to continuously improve school meals and to promote the health and education of 50 million school children nationwide. The goal of team nutrition is to improve children's lifelong eating and physical activity habits by using the principles of the Dietary Guidelines for Americans and My Plate. Schools that are enrolled in team nutrition receive training and technical assistance for healthy meals, nutrition education resources, school and community support, and links to partners and supporters. As mentioned earlier, schools must also participate in the school breakfast program and National School Lunch Program. On your screen, you'll see the criteria around minimum average daily participation rates in these programs to be eligible for the various award levels of the HealthierUS School Challenge. So as you'll note in the chart, HealthierUS School Challenge does not require an average daily participation rate for the bronze level. However, it does require an average daily participation rate for the silver, gold, and gold distinction levels for both breakfast and lunch. Also, just to note, the average daily participation in the National School Lunch Program and School Breakfast Program is based on attendance rather than enrollment. So calculating the ADP, the average daily participation rate, in this manner is considered to be fair to schools as it does not include children that are absent or who do not eat lunch or breakfast in that calculation, such as kindergartners who may go to school part-time. The final thing I would like to note on this side is that in order to meet any level of award, schools must achieve the award levels ADP for both breakfast and lunch. So lunch has higher ADPs than breakfast. So for example, if your school meets the ADP for lunch to apply for the gold award, but does not meet the ADP for breakfast for that award level, your school would not be eligible to apply for the gold award and would need to apply for a lower award level. At this time, I'm going to pass it back over to Jocelyn to walk us through the Smarter Lunchrooms component of the application.
Thanks, Ebony. Smarter Lunchrooms is a USDA-funded research center based out of Cornell University that works to equip school lunchrooms with evidence-based tools that improve child eating behaviors and thus improve the health of children. It uses 6 key principles that are based on research on various environmental cues, so physical and social, that influence eating behavior. Research shows that most of our food decisions are heavily influenced by our environment, such as the size of the container we eat from, or what everyone else is eating around us, versus our own internal hunger cues. The Research Center works to identify and develop practical, evidence-based strategies to shape school environments. Research is showing that lunchrooms can be rearranged to nudge students to make healthier choices. We'll share the link to the Smarter Lunchrooms in the follow-up materials. In 2014, the HealthierUS School Challenge was renamed the HealthierUS School Challenge Smarter Lunchrooms to incorporate Smarter Lunchroom components. To meet the Smarter Lunchroom criteria, all schools applying for the HealthierUS School Challenge Smarter Lunchrooms initiative must fill out the Smarter Lunchrooms Self-Assessment Scorecard, which is a 2-page document that contains about 100 statements that are considered to be Smarter Lunchroom techniques. Applicants will be asked to check off those statements that they are currently implementing in their school. I'll give you an example. One of the statements on the scorecard is daily fruit options are available in at least 2 different locations on each service line. So if this is happening in your school's lunchroom, you can check this off as something you're currently implementing. This tool is intended to help you evaluate your lunchroom, congratulate yourself for things you're doing well, and then identify areas of opportunity for improvement. The number of techniques for the scorecard that the school must implement is dependent upon the award level. So to submit a successful application, schools must include a copy of the completed scorecard and a brief summary with 2 to 3 photos describing the school's overall Smarter Lunchroom effort. So bronze applicants must select at least 30 action items. Silver and gold applicants must select 50 action items, and then gold award of distinction applicants must select 70 action items. I want to draw your attention to how the award levels are determined for the Smarter Lunchrooms. So the requirements to become recognized as bronze, silver, gold, and gold award of distinction through the HealthierUS School Challenge Smarter Lunchrooms initiative is different than what is actually listed on the Smarter Lunchrooms Self-Assessment Scorecard. This is because Smarter Lunchrooms is a separate initiative from the HealthierUS School Challenge and has different award levels. Therefore, use the criteria listed in the HealthierUS School Challenge Smarter Lunchrooms application to determine your award level. Lastly, I wanted to note that Cornell, where the Smarter Lunchrooms movement is housed, is currently revising the checklist. It should be ready by the end of the calendar year. Let's cover one more section before we pause for questions. As a reminder, please submit your questions in the question box on the right-hand side of your screen. For those of you that are following along with the application, you can see that we're going to address Smart Snacks, which is pages 6 and 7 of the application. So Smart Snacks. So all foods and beverages sold to students during the school day meet or exceed the USDA's nutrition standards for all foods and beverages sold to students, commonly called Smart Snacks in schools. The school day extends from midnight to 30 minutes past the end of the official school day. This is the requirement for all award levels, bronze, silver, gold, and gold award of distinction. This includes a la carte vending, schools, stores, snack or food carts, and any food-based fundraising. Schools following fundraising exemptions and guidance set by their state agencies, which also must adhere to the federal Smart Snacks in school requirements. So if a school does not sell competitive foods but participates in fundraising, then the fundraising must follow the federal Smart Snack standards. The Smart Snacks criteria slightly differs between each award level, so I want to take a couple of minutes to talk through those differences. The bronze and silver requirements are the same, so let's talk about those requirements now. In addition to meeting federal Smart Snack standards, schools must also offer training on the Smart Snack standards annually to all individuals who are involved in the sale of foods to students on school campus during the school day. And in addition, they must avoid advertising or marketing foods and beverages that do not meet Smart Snacks criteria to students. So for example, Schools should not post signs or marketing materials promoting these foods that are visible to students on school campus during the school day. To meet the criteria to apply for the Healthier U.S. School Challenge Smarter Lunchrooms Initiative, schools should submit evidence of a written policy and or written communication or training for school staff and parent organizations that address food and beverages marketing in schools. Let's move on to the criteria to apply for the Gold Award level. First, the schools must meet the criteria for silver and bronze that we just discussed, as well as only permit food-related fundraisers that meet USDA's Smart Snacks standards, even if your state allows exemptions. So as we mentioned earlier, states are allowed to have a certain number of food fundraisers that can be exempt from meeting the Smart Snack requirements. Schools that apply for the Gold, however, must ensure that all food fundraisers meet Smart Snack requirements. We'll send the link on your screen in the follow-up materials so that you can confirm the number of exemptions your state allows. And then also, if foods and beverages are sold to students on the school campus at events outside the school day, so sporting events, after-school activities, award ceremonies, then water, fruits, and or vegetables are also offered and promoted as options. In order to apply for this level, schools must provide evidence of a written school policy and or instructions for those that sell foods to students on the school campus. And then finally, let's talk about the Gold Award of Distinction. In order to meet this level, schools must meet the Gold criteria, and the majority, so greater than 50% of school-sponsored fundraising events conducted outside of the school day includes only non-food items and or food items and beverages that meet or exceed the USDA's Smart Snacks and School Nutrition standards. So to apply for this level, you must include a list of school-sponsored fundraisers during the past year and written policy or guidance that addresses fundraising events occurring outside of the school day. Also to note, if you're applying as a district, Smart Snacks might be a section that can be standardized for your schools. Be sure to check with your district's food service director to see if all schools sell the same foods and are following the fundraising exemption guidelines. To help schools determine whether or not they meet the Smart Snacks requirements, you can use the Smart Snacks Calculator, which was developed with the USDA and the Alliance for a Healthier Generation. This calculator allows you to look at the nutrition facts panel, answer a few questions, and determine whether your snack, side, or entree item meets the federal guidelines for Smart Snacks. This calculator has been determined by the USDA Food and Nutrition Service to be accurate in assessing product compliance with the federal requirements for Smart Snacks in schools. The calculator can be used on food and beverages, and we'll share this link on your screen to the Smart Snack Calculator in the follow-up materials. Let's take a moment to pause for questions, and then after questions, Ebony will walk us through the nutrition education component of the initiative. Heidi, has any questions come in?
Yes, there is one question that came in that is related to the monetary incentive. So perhaps, Ebony, you can answer this for us. The question is, are there any stipulations as to how the award money is used?
There is one stipulation. The monetary incentive is dispersed into the nonprofit school food service account or nutrition services account. So whatever purposes that money is used for it would have to fall in line with what that account is usually used for. So if you're allowed to buy like nutrition education promotion items with that money from that account or food service equipment, then that's what the money should be spent on. If your account, and it just depends on the district, if your account allows you to purchase other things outside of that realm, then that would be okay. It just depends on your district.
Great. Thanks so much. And those are all the questions that we have right now.
Great. Well, thank you for your question. I'm now going to switch it over to Ebony to talk through the nutrition education criteria. Ebony?
All right, thanks, Jocelyn. So let's get started first by focusing on the nutrition education requirements for elementary schools. For all award levels, nutrition education should be provided to all full-day students in all grades at the elementary school level. It should be part of a structured and systematic unit of instruction, meaning that it should be planned out and integrated into the school day, as opposed to a single lesson given just here and there. Additionally, nutrition education should incorporate the team nutrition curricula and materials. And then finally, nutrition education in elementary schools should utilize multiple channels of communication, including Team Nutrition's 3 primary channels, which are the classroom, the cafeteria, and the home. Again, this is another section that could easily be standardized for your district. For example, if you are applying for 8 elementary schools within your district and nutrition education is offered in every classroom, the cafeteria has team nutrition messages and a nutrition education newsletter is sent home in all 8 buildings, then you can simply describe that within your application on that one page, and that will cover all 8 of the schools, so you wouldn't have to repeat the same message in 8 separate application packets. So that's one section that can be standardized for districts. So let's move on to the criteria for middle schools. You'll notice several differences as compared to the elementary school requirements we just reviewed. To qualify for the bronze and silver awards in middle school, nutrition education must be offered in at least 1 grade during the school year. For gold and gold award of distinction, however, nutrition education should be offered in at least 2 grades. Additionally, for all award levels, nutrition education in middle school must incorporate the latest dietary guidelines for Americans and information on My Plate. And just like elementary schools, team nutrition materials should also be incorporated in some way, whether it's curriculum or posters, and the school should utilize the multiple channels of communication, including the 3 that I mentioned earlier, the classroom, the cafeteria, and the home. And finally, let's review the nutrition education requirements for high schools. For all award levels, nutrition education should be offered in 2 courses that are required for graduation, and it should be part of a structured and systematic unit of instruction within the 2 courses. Additionally, nutrition education should be consistent with the dietary guidelines for Americans and My Plate. And as was the case with elementary and middle schools, nutrition education should also be provided through multiple channels, the classroom, the cafeteria, and the home. However, unlike elementary and middle schools, high schools are not required to use team nutrition materials when teaching nutrition education. If you're looking for a structured and systematic unit of instruction for your 2 high school courses, take a look at the Super Tracker high school lesson plans that are offered by Team Nutrition. Let's move on to the physical education criteria. We'll begin by looking at the criteria for the elementary schools. Physical education must be provided to all full-day students throughout the school year. For bronze and silver, there must be at least an average of 45 minutes per week of physical education. For gold, there must be at least an average of 90 minutes per week. And for gold award of distinction requires at least an average of 150 minutes per week. So as noted with the asterisk, a school can use structured physical activity for part of the physical education time requirement. If your school provides structured physical activity that is moderately intense, it takes place in 10-minute increments or longer and is planned by a PE teacher, and it might be implemented by a classroom teacher or an administrator, these minutes can count towards your physical education requirements. Some schools may already implement moderately intense 10-minute physical activity breaks, but the key here is that the physical activity breaks are planned by an actual PE teacher. So for gold and gold award of distinction, you can have up to 45 minutes that is structured physical activity, and for bronze and silver, up to 20 minutes can be structured physical activity. all award levels in a middle school, it is required that structured physical education be offered in at least 2 grades. The high school requirements are for all grade levels, and there must be structured physical education offered in at least 2 courses. For those completing a district application, physical education could also be a standardized section, since each school could be receiving the same number of PE minutes in elementary or offered in the same grade levels or courses. At this time, I'm going to pass it back over to Jocelyn to walk us through the physical activity criteria.
Great. First, we'll look at the criteria for elementary schools. For all award levels, physical activity opportunities are provided each day for all full-day students. So that could be scheduled recess, walking clubs, bike clubs, intramural sports, or a walk-to-school program. So these opportunities for physical activity are not the same as physical education that Ebony had just went over. And then for middle and high school, for all award levels, schools provide students in all grades opportunities to participate in physical activity. Again, so this could be intramurals, sports, or activity clubs throughout the school year. In addition, the school must actively promote participation in physical activity in and outside of the school day to all students. We only have 2 more components of the initiative that we would like to cover, and we'll briefly walk through the first of those components, which is the local school wellness policy. The local school wellness policy section applies to all award levels. You must submit a copy of your school's wellness policy with your application. If your school does not have a wellness policy, they must use and submit the district's wellness policy. The application will ask you to identify ways your school is implementing the wellness policy. So it will ask you to first list 3 ways it is working to meet wellness policy goals. So some examples include we have a wellness team that meets monthly, or our school only participates in healthy fundraising such as QD Clementines for Valentine's Day. Second, you must describe how parents, students, school administrators, staff, and community is involved in wellness initiatives. So an example of this could be a monthly newsletter called Working to Wellness that is sent out to parents and available for the community. The newsletter focuses on wellness initiatives in the schools and resources to use at home. And then you also must demonstrate a commitment to prohibit use of food as a reward and physical activity as a punishment. So this could be providing your teachers with other ideas for rewards and punishment through a training at the beginning of the school year. Or some of these ideas include writing an apology letter to the person the student disrupted, or encouraging positive behavior by adding a marble into a jar each time the class has a great day. And then once the jar is full, reward the class with extra recess. So we've reached the last component of the application. Woohoo! The final application component is the other criteria for excellence. Let's dive right on in. There are 3 categories within the other criteria of excellence. The first category focuses on program outreach excellence. The second one focuses on excellence in school and community involvement in wellness efforts. And the third is in school food service excellence. I won't walk you through each of the criteria today due to our short time together, but I'll give you a few examples of what is included within this section. Program outreach excellence, a few examples would be school has implemented innovative practices to increase school breakfast program participation, such as breakfast in the classroom, grab-and-go options, or even vended reimbursement breakfasts. Also, another example is school operates an after-school program that offers an after-school snack or an at-risk after-school meals component of the child and adult care foods program. For the second section, excellence in school and community involvement and wellness efforts, an example would be students are engaged, whether that's through the Student Advisory Council, a student wellness team, or similar student interest groups in a wellness effort for the school and have the opportunity to provide input on school food, marketing of school meals, and physical activity opportunities. Input from students, when feasible, should be taken and put into action. Another example from that section is the school offers an after-school class, workshop, or club for students or families focused on healthy cooking techniques. And then the last section, school food service excellence. One example is implementing at least one aspect of the Farm to School initiative. So that could be school host a school garden, or hosting field trips to local farms, or even utilizing promotions or special events such as tastings that highlight the local or regional products. There are a total of 14 options to choose from within this section. To qualify for the bronze level, you must meet 2 of the 14 options. For silver, you must meet 4 of the 14 options. And for gold, you must meet 6 of the 14 options. For Gold Award of Distinction, your school must meet 8 of the options in more than one of the categories. Lastly, I just want to review the verification and signature pages of the application. As mentioned at the beginning of the webinar, you can apply as a school or as a district. So if you're applying as a school, you only need to fill out page 16 and get signatures from the food service manager, team nutrition leader, district food service authority, school parent organization representative, PE teacher, and principal. And then if you're applying at the district level, then you can will only complete page 17 and get signatures from the superintendent, district food service authority, and then district parent organization representative. In addition, you will need to complete the district cover sheet that lists out all schools that you are applying for, and this district cover sheet will be sent out in the follow-up materials as well. And there we have it. We did it. We have reviewed each of the sections needed to apply for the Healthier U.S. School Challenge Smarter Lunchrooms Initiative. Before we end the webinar today, we will briefly talk through the application process and give you some tips and resources for applying. So with that, I'll turn it back over to Ebony.
Thanks, Jocelyn. So here's a look at the application process. First, the school or school district completes the application. The district then reviews the application and then sends the application to the state agency for additional review. Once the state approves the application, bronze, silver, and gold applications are sent to the USDA regional office for the final round of review. All Gold Award of Distinction applications are sent from the regional office directly to the National USDA office for final review. Once the USDA, either the regional or national office, approves the application, the school is certified and announced, and announcements are usually made once a month. So once your application is in and it's being reviewed at the different levels, you can assist us by verifying and updating the information for SAM.GOV, and this helps you when it comes to distributing the monetary incentive to the school district account. So in the past, we have asked that the food service director work closely with the financial management staff at the district level, because information given to us on a form that we send to you after you're awarded, it has to be accurate and consistent with the information that is already in the System for Award Management, which is otherwise is known as SAM. But now with the form being driven to the district financial manager, it should minimize errors. We added a page to our application that ask the applicant to please supply the name and the contact information for the district financial manager, so that once that school is awarded, we can send that financial manager the form so that they can complete it, and we've been having success with that. SAM, the System for Award Management, is owned by the General Services Administration. It's not owned by USDA, so the information contained there is used by all federal government entities that are giving grant money to different organizations such as schools. So each organization must be registered and should be registered in the SAM, and their records must be active and current. Records are active and current for 1 year after they are submitted. So SAM.GOV is free to register. Any other website that you see that's asking you to register for your SAM account is a commercial entity, and it will incur you a cost to register with SAM, so be aware of that. The system is free to register. Use the website that we have on the slide. So they do have a help desk number, which is 866-606-8220, and it's the Federal Service Desk, and they're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're calling SAM to inquire about your school's record or school district's record, call early in the morning, so you'll be sure to get in. Between hours of 8 and 8:30 is best. And it's important to keep in mind that they do service the entire federal government. So taking this step to connect with the district financial manager early on during your application process to make sure that the school district is registered with SAM.gov, or to make sure that the record for your district is updated in SAM.gov, it will save lots of time in the end when it comes to receiving the monetary incentive. So here are a couple of tips to help you apply. First, just like we talked about before, join Team Nutrition. Using the link provided on your screen, which will also be provided in a follow-up email, register online to join Team Nutrition. It's a simple process, takes about 5 minutes to complete it, and then once you join, you will not only receive access to Team Nutrition materials, because some of our materials, in order to get the hard copies, are only available to Team Nutrition schools, but it also gives you a newsletter that can come to you, so you'll be up to date on the latest resources. But in doing so, you'll also satisfy one criteria for applying for the HealthierUS School Challenge Smarter Lunchroom Initiative. Next, pull together your team. Divide and conquer. Schools who are successful in applying for the application pull together a team that includes food service personnel, the physical education and or health teacher, the principal, a parent representative, even students. This group can help your school brainstorm and list all your school's various health and wellness initiatives, as well as physically complete the various components of the application. This will help your school complete the application more quickly, efficiently, and completely versus one person trying to do it all by themselves. And another tip is to take some time to review the application. You might discover that you already meet all the criteria. And alternatively, you might find that you're 1 or 2 criteria away from applying for a higher certification level. Use the HealthierUS School Challenge as an opportunity to build upon existing school wellness initiatives or expand your school's wellness program. And make sure you thoroughly understand the criteria before completing the application. And last but not least, contact your Action for Healthy Kids state coordinator for assistance. They're there to help you and are a great resource to getting this application completed. We do have some great partners and other recognition programs that I would like to make mention of. The first one is Let's Move Active Schools. As the national initiative to ensure that 60 minutes of physical activity a day is the norm in K-12 schools across the country, Let's Move Active Schools equips schools with the resources and tools to increase physical education and physical activity opportunities for students. Why are active schools so important? Because active kids do better. Physical activity not only helps kids stay healthy and strong, but it can also contribute to higher test scores, improved attendance, better behavior in class, enhanced leadership skills, and a lifetime of healthy habits. Schools recognized by Let's Move Active Schools do not have to complete the physical education or the physical activity worksheets within the HealthierUS School Challenge Smarter Lunchroom application. So they just look at the application on those 2 pages, the physical education and physical activity worksheets. They just check a box at the top and move on to the next section. As of August of this year, 20,522 schools were enrolled in Let's Move Active Schools. So it pays to find out which districts, which schools in your district have actually been already recognized by Let's Move Active Schools, because you already have a head start on getting that application done. And when it comes to celebrating the great work being done in your school building, paperwork should not get in the way. So that's why the Alliance for Healthier Generations Healthy Schools program and the USDA's HealthierUS School Challenge have come together and are working together to help schools earn 2 awards with a streamlined approach. The Alliance and the USDA both have similar goals when it comes to school wellness: more fruits and vegetables, more whole grains, healthier snacks, more nutrition education, increased physical activity throughout the day, and providing students with quality physical education. So schools that have been recognized by the Healthy Schools program are eligible to submit a copy of their certificate and the HealthierUS School Challenge Smarter Lunchroom application cover page and contact information pages for recognition at the HealthierUS School Challenge Smarter Lunchroom Bronze Award level. So I don't want to use the word automatic, but schools that have been recognized by Healthy School program at any level, whether it's bronze, silver, or gold, all they have to do is submit a copy of their certificate, fill out the front page of the HealthierUS School Challenge application cover page and the district financial manager information, and we automatically, I'm putting that in quotes, send them the HealthierUS School Challenge Smarter Lunchroom Bronze. They're recognized at that award level. So just keep that in mind. Don't delay. Make sure your school gets the recognition they deserve by receiving national recognition from all 3 of these programs: HealthierUS School Challenge Smarter Lunchrooms, Healthy Schools Program, and Let's Move Active Schools. So lastly, I just want to tell you about a few USDA resources before passing it over to Jocelyn to wrap up the webinar. Team Nutrition has a lot of great resources to support those in schools and child care facilities and any other entity where the meal programs are being utilized. They range from full step-by-step curriculums to posters to stickers, ebooks, etc. Nutrition education resources are colorful, they're engaging, they target multiple grade levels, they're based on the dietary guidelines for Americans in My Plate, and they are free to download or order. So just want to make mention of that, and those can be found at teamnutrition.usda.gov. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Jocelyn.
Great. Thanks so much, Ebony. Action Healthy Kids' Game On program is an example of a free online program that you can use and tailor to your school's own particular needs. This is one of our resources for you guys to help assist with the HealthierUS School Challenge. And this program really helps schools practice good nutrition and physical activity habits with the ultimate goal of getting your school nationally recognized as health promoting. The program is organized into 6 steps to guide your school in creating a sound, sustainable school wellness framework. Step 1 is gather your team, and it focuses on gathering a school health team. Step 2, assess and track progress, focuses on completing an assessment like the School Health Index to determine your strengths and areas of opportunity. Step 3, create and implement an action plan, focuses on developing an action plan in order to have a clear roadmap for your school wellness initiatives. Step 4, find activities, includes more than 80 fun and easy to implement activity ideas that focus on 2 categories, eating better and moving more. These activities are organized by room within the school building as pictured in the blueprint on your screen, so it's easy to search for ideas. Step 5 is engage families and community, which focuses on ideas for engaging parents and community organizations as well as other volunteers. And then finally, step 6, receive recognition, focuses on getting your school nationally recognized as a health promoting school. So we're here to help. We have created a number of materials to help your school apply for certification. And all of those are housed in the step 6 that I just mentioned of the Game On program. So we've created a top benefits for applying, which is a great tool to use to convince others in your school that you guys should apply. Also, there's a HealthierUS School Challenge Smarter Lunchrooms overview page, which is a great resource to share with your school administrators so they can understand the initiative and application, as well as the, a sample application which guides you step by step through the application, highlighting exactly who you need to ask questions to, and even what you could write for some of the questions. There's also mini webinars and tip sheets for each section of the application. So if you find that you're struggling with understanding the requirements for a certain component of the application, review the accompanying tip sheets and webinar, which is only 10 minutes long for clarity. There's also a HealthierUS School Challenge Smarter Lunchrooms quick scan and comprehensive checklist. So if you're not sure if your school is ready to apply, then you can use these checklists to determine if your school is. There's also a school health team's role, which allows you to engage various folks. You can, we've really created this to help you guys divide and conquer. And then lastly, our resource page, which lists out all the resources Action for Healthy Kids has created. So feel free to take a look at that page. All of these resources, as I mentioned, can be found in Step 6 of Game On, and a link will be sent out in the follow-up email. We're also offer resources on our social media pages, so I encourage you to follow us on whatever form of social media you use, whether that's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Flickr. And then if you feel like you want more information specifically around some of the school meals criteria, attend another webinar. We'll send a link to register in the follow-up materials. The webinar is intended for you to just dive a bit deeper and hear how other schools have applied and successfully submitted an application. So feel free to share it with the most appropriate person in your school building or district, or encourage them all to attend. And then finally, Action for Healthy Kids state coordinators are providing HUSSC trainings to help you apply. These trainings will focus on walking you through each section of the application, similar to what we did, but also leave you time to brainstorm and begin filling in the application together. So be sure to bring your team along so that you guys can walk away with a complete application. Feel free to contact your state coordinator to find an in-person HUSSC training near you. And with that, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to ask to see if Heidi, do we have any additional questions that have come in? I know we have a few more minutes.
Sure. So we've had a couple of questions that have come in, most of which were answered offline, but one that might be relevant to the group is around the application deadline. So when is the application deadline? And then the second part of that is there a particular time of year when you recommend that schools apply?
No, there are no application deadlines. We're always accepting applications. There's not a good or bad time to apply. Just apply and get it on in, and we're welcoming them with open arms and excited about it. So get those applications in.
Okay, great. And that was the only question that that came in that I thought would be relevant for the group.
Great. Perfect. Well then, that concludes our webinar today. We'll send out a follow-up email in about 2 to 3 business days with a link to the recording, slides, and handouts. It will also include a registration link for upcoming Action for Healthy Kids webinars. So thank you all for your time, and have a great day.